Hey Trailblazers, Michelle Edwards, CPA, owner of Trailhead Accounting Solutions. Thank you so much for joining us today. So this morning I heard a really great quote from Seth David, and he said, "There are those who will sit in fear and those who will take action." And I thought that was a perfect quote to start today's video with. So there's been a lot of talk lately about a potential recession coming our way. And today I want to talk to you about those who are going to take action and are going to actually create wealth coming through this recession. On the flip side, there's going to be others, hopefully your competition, who are going to sit there in fear. Sit there in fear, they're going to complain about why they lost their money, why they went out of business, why all these bad things happened. That's not going to be you. Instead of sitting there in fear and waiting for things to happen, you're going to take action and you are going to change the course of your business and make it successful no matter what goes on in the economy over the next couple of years. First tip, you need to change your mindset. So last week I recorded a video where I told you a story about this crazy entrepreneur that I worked for and why he actually looks forward to recessions. I'm going to link to the video below. I want you to check that out. Come back and report. Do you agree with him? And are you going to start looking forward to the next recession? The other piece of changing your mindset is just like the quote said. Don't be that person who's going to sit in fear. Instead, be that person who takes action. Number 2, you want to start building a savings. I know that's what everybody says, but hear me out. This is what sets you apart from your competition who's going to go out of business during the recession. You need to save up 3 to 6, maybe 9 months, depending on your size of business and how you feel that this recession is going to impact you. But you need an emergency fund, 3, 6, 9 months of expenses saved up, set aside for emergencies and for kind of a backup plan. So when the economy goes down, when you go into a recession, there's a good chance you're going to lose some customers. There's a good chance you're going to have a hard time collecting money from customers. They're going to be slower to pay. You might have to reduce your prices. To help you weather this storm, having some reserves set aside for this emergency or just reserves helps you wade through the storm. Because those who are sitting in fear and aren't taking action aren't creating this reserves. They're the ones who lose a couple clients, they're going out of business because they can't weather the storm. So don't let that be you. Put some money aside now while times are good, while you're generating that extra wealth, while you have a little bit of excess, so it helps you wade through the storm. Number 3, you want to pay down debt. Debt is a 4-letter word. I don't like it. I agree there's some times where debt can be a good thing if you need, some financing to buy a new equipment. Assuming this equipment is actually going to help you generate a positive ROI, return on investment. If that's the case, these new equipment that you purchased should be generating you extra money, extra revenues. Use some of that excess right now while times are good to pay down those loans or pay them off completely if you can. Same thing, if you have a line of credit that you have maxed out, use some of this excess that you've been generating to pay these down. It'll buy you some wiggle room. Again, kind of what we talked about in number 2 is if, customers are slow to pay, you lose customers, pricing goes down, and cash gets a little tight, you can draw on this line of credit to help you wade the storm. And the second thing is, if you have to reduce prices, if customers go away, cash is going to be tight. The fewer loan payments that you have, the fewer outlays of cash that you have, the better off your business is. So instead of going in this where you're just barely making these payments, get them paid off so that you don't have to make these payments when cash is even tighter. Number 4, finally, after you do all of that, you need to start building your war chest. What do I mean by a war chest? If you look at the people who actually generate wealth during a recession, and it happens, there's quite a few of them, and actually if you read about it, you'll see recessions are where people actually generate the most, biggest changes of wealth. The ones that are doing that have a war chest. Now they think differently than the rest of everybody. So during a good economy, as we have now, everybody's out there throwing money away. You know, they're going on lavish vacations, they're eating at the finest restaurants, they're buying fancy homes, they're buying luxury cars, they're just throwing money all over. These people who are building up their war chests actually aren't spending during a good economy. They are putting all of this excess, all of this money they're making aside in their war chest. So then when the economy goes south, people have less money to spend on fun things. Prices drop. This is when the wealthy come out with their war chest and can start buying up things at lower prices. They buy up properties at ridiculous good deals. They buy up stocks at ridiculous good deals. They buy up businesses. They buy up property. They buy up land. They buy up any kind of investment at really good deals because they're the ones that have built this war chest. And they are the ones that can go out and buy up this stuff when everybody else is struggling. So I challenge you back to that quote. There are those who are going to sit in fear and those who will take action. I challenge you not to be the one that sits in fear. I challenge you to take action today to start implementing one of these 4 strategies that I gave you to review. Change your mindset. Start looking forward to a recession instead of fearing it. Number 2, build a savings. Put some money aside so that you have an emergency fund. You have a little bit of wiggle room in your business. So if things get tight with cash, you don't have to go out of business right away. You've got time to help kind of weather the storm. Number 3, pay down that debt. The fewer cash payments that you have to make when times are slow and when cash might be tight, the better off you are. So use this excess that you're making right now on this equipment that you bought to pay down and pay off those debts. Same thing on your line of credit. Pay that down so you have excess to draw on. Number 4, build that war chest. With the extra money that you have, start stashing it aside so that when the economy goes down, you have cash and you can go buy up a bunch of these investments at ridiculously good deals. That's going to help you definitely come out with greater wealth at the end of the recession. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want to hear more from what we have coming your way in the future, hit the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos are launched, and please write some comments down below. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these tips are you going to implement this week? Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.